Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
There was a hot banter between lawyer Edudzi Tamakloe and Darko of the minority, and it's all about misleading information about the AG Designate, which is Dominic Ayeni, of his position, which Edudzi Tamakloe has come out to clear the air. And without much ado, I would like you to join me listening to what he said into detail. This station still remains PENDREAM TV, the only channel that brings you the best and latest updates in politics. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for more updates, like and also share to other members to watch as well. You can equally leave a comment at the comment section after watching or send us a voice note on our WhatsApp number. It's 0277128777. Thank you.
MPP's minorities press conference has to do with the caucus alleging that the Attorney General and Minister for Justice Designate Dr. Dominic Ayine is deeply embroiled in a case of conflict of interest. At his vetting, Dr. Ayine admitted that some companies he represented as a lawyer in the past have commenced arbitration proceedings against Ghana, but insisted as AG he will always put the interests of the state above any consideration and that he is not conflicted. But the MPP minority disagree. According to Tano North MP, Dr. Gideon Boako, who spoke on behalf of the minority, Dr. Ayine should not have accepted the appointment.
In the case of the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, the Honorable Dr. Dominic Ayine, it is clear he finds himself in a conflict of interest position. His law firm and he personally are representing companies that have filed arbitration claims in excess of over 500 million United States dollars. Can Ghanaians go to sleep believing that their money will be safe and that it will not be stolen through payment of dubious judgment debts, as we saw in the case of Wodiome? Ladies and gentlemen of the media, watch the space for GP, GC, and Cassius mining arbitration claims against the government of Ghana. In any serious country, we believe the Attorney General Designate would not have accepted the appointment. Mr. Attorney General Designate, why the public tribunal? What is our High Court not doing right, necessitating the creation of the public tribunal?
So that was the minority there at that press conference. Dr. John Darko is still with me. But first, we've been joined on the phone line by Edudzi Tamakloe. He is a partner at Dr. Ayine's law firm, which is at the center of the MPP's case. Edudzi, I'm grateful to you for joining us here. You've worked with him. First off, what makes him the best hand for the AG job?
Okay. So once again, good evening to your cherished listeners. I just think that with the greatest respect to our listeners, the MPP minority are just engaged in political grandstanding. The issue that they have raised completely lack merit. There's no cause for concern because, one, the Honorable Dr. Dominic Ayine, now Minister, Attorney General, Designate, the firm of which, like you pointed out, I am a partner with him. We have never represented GPGC as lawyers. We have never. In fact, as far as the arbitration matters are concerned, we were not the lawyers. Two, the award in respect of that arbitration has already been given. Now, to the extent that the award has already been given, what is it that the Honorable Dr. Dominic Ayine is going to do to reverse the award? You know what the MPP are engaged in? What you call gaslighting. You see, by now, key appointees of Mr. Akufo-Addo should be before police investigative bodies.
Well, Godwin,
No. Hold on. Let me.
You'll get it, but you'll get there. You can explain that. But has your company or your law firm represented Cassius Mining before?
So, at a point, we were lawyers, and this issue came up during the vetting. And the Honorable Dr. Krotinga explained the matter properly. We were lawyers somewhere 2018, thereabout, for this company called Cassius Mining, until they took the brief away from us. Around 2021, 2022, thereabout. And since then, we've not had any engagement with them. In fact, the record will show that this company called Cassius Mining came before our courts here in Accra. The Honorable then Attorney General Godfrey Adame and a group of attorneys engaged them in our courts. We were not the lawyers. And this is over, if I'm not mistaken, over a year, 2 years now. And so for anybody to try to bring a relationship that had been, as it were, completely determined, parties have parted ways well over a year, and bring this matter up today, it's completely mischievous. Look, and let me say this. The Honorable MP for Swami, Darko, who had the benefit of the appointments committee to, as it were, get every clarification whatsoever as far as the relationship between the firm and Cassius Mining were concerned, had the opportunity now to use the platform of the press conference to provide completely misleading information and anchor that on a non-existent conflict of interest. It's regrettable, completely mischievous, and the end is purely to score cheap, very, very cheap political points.
Okay. I'm grateful. Let me bring in Dr. Darko here. Doc, you raised this issue at the vetting. How can he be conflicted when he, like Edudzi has explained, they no longer represent the company? Again, he has explained that he will not be conflicted.
Well, I mean, my brother, we needed to bring this issue to the attention of the people of Ghana. It's interesting that the company in which the learned member of parliament, Dr. Ayini, represented, only brought this arbitration about 2 weeks ago. It's only interesting. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Dr. Ayini, I respect him very much. He was my lecturer. And so when I'm looking at this, I look at it very critically, because I don't intend in any way to disrespect him or to disgrace him.
But if his firm stopped representing this company over a year ago, how can that be an issue now that he's an AG, even though they brought their rate, as you say, 2 weeks ago?
Exactly. In Cassius Mining, it was not just only his firm. He himself, the learned Attorney General Designate, have written a letter defending the case of Cassius Mining, that they were entitled to over $400 million. He had written copiously. I mean, we need to.
When did he write this letter?
This letter was sometime, I think, 2021 or so, written to defend the claim of Cassius Mining.
But that is what Edudzi is explaining, that they stopped representing the company long ago.
Let me make this point. So at the time he was writing this letter, at the time he was making this claim, he believed in the case of Cassius Mining. And then let's be careful as a country. NDC wins election 2-3 weeks after the company in which Dr. Dominic Ayini represented now filed arbitration at the London Center of International Arbitration. Now, do you know that when this matter goes to arbitration, that letter alone from Dr. Dominic Ayeni, he acknowledged, he wrote that letter, about 2 pages or 3 pages. I read part of it at the vetting committee. That letter alone, when it's submitted to the arbitration, will be the end of Ghana's case, because he will be the Attorney General by the time this case goes to the London Center of International Arbitration. Okay. And they will tell him that you are now the Attorney General defending the Republic on this. Even at his best, when he wants to defend the Republic at his best, the arbitrators will tell him that you cannot approbate and reprobate. You cannot at one point say that these people rights were breached and that they are entitled to $440 million. And now that you are Attorney General, you are changing your mind, even when you want to change his mind. And so,
but the Attorney General can decide. The Attorney General can decide not to represent Ghana. Get other lawyers to do so, can't he?
No. Okay, so my brother, you are missing the point.
Okay.
If he doesn't go, he is still the Attorney General, and the lawyers for Cassius Mining will present that letter to the arbitration committee. The Attorney General of Ghana, who is sitting at home in Ghana right now, he was our lawyer. He wrote this letter, and so he sent the people to now come and defend the Republic. Look, you cannot approbate and reprobate.
Okay.
For us,
okay. I'm grateful to you. Let me bring in Martin Puebwe. Martin, you are in the middle here. You are a lawyer. Do you see any conflict of interest at play here?
Well, what we can look at, on the face of it, no. But as I've always stated, look, we saw the last 8 years. So I'll be the last person to start gagging people. Lawyer Darko is an MP. I'm sure he knows how to activate other, facilities and institutions. Then he can dig further. They can dig further, and then we'll see if something good comes out of it. Even if something doesn't come out of it, it helps with our democracy. Yes, so that's what I'll say for now.
I'm grateful to you, but before I wrap up, let me go to Edudzi. Edudzi, so, I mean, the MP, who is also a lawyer, still insisting that your boss is in a conflict of interest situation here. I mean, what should be the next step?
And I'll give you a classic example. In the first term of President Kufuor, we started the prosecution of a man called Malam Isa. The firm that represented Malam Isa was Derry & Co. and was Derry's law. Subsequently, during his appeal, the Honorable Ambrose Derry, if I recall, became the Deputy Attorney General of the Republic. Does it mean that his initial representation of Malam Isa changed by raising? Everything must be looked on a case-by-case basis. Like I told you, this arbitration started right here. Cassius felt we could not represent them, their interests better, and went for a different law firm.
Edudzi, I'm grateful to you for joining us here on Top Story, brought to you always by Telecel, Connecting Energies and Holy Insecticide Spray and Coil. Enjoy a holy sleep. Up next is Newsnight.
Thank you for staying tuned. PENDREAM TV really appreciates your time on the channel, and once again say God bless you. And to our new members, we urge you to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, turn it to all posts, so that you'll be notified duly of any content or any gist that will be loaded onto the channel. Do share to your friends to also have a look at it as well. Thank you.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Na nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.